Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to another edition. Hello, Brian Barber. How are you doing?
Oh man, the internet went out.
I know, I heard. Well, that's all right. Never fails. We always have backups, don't we, sir?
Oh man, of all the nights, frick my luck.
Right. So tonight, what are we talking about?
Fortunately, MK Davis has been kind enough to sit back and waiting. Ah,
Right.
Patterson-Gimlin Film is 58 years old, and I started off with the internet going out. It's like I got zapped for talking about Bigfoot. What?
Right. Well, let's bring him on, Mr. M.K. Davis, the one and only. How you doing there, kind sir?
All right, glad to be here. I was a little bit concerned. I wasn't sure if I was going on by myself or whether I was even, still on or not. So I'm glad to be back, and looks like y'all got it all back under control.
We had two flicks of power as we were going, and the internet goes boink.
Well, we had some storms the other night. It knocked our power out. You just can't predict those things.
Man, I wanted this to be the best show I've ever done, and what do? Well, I didn't do it; the internet did it. But
Well, it's just happenstance. We'll march on.
all right, so let's start from the top.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much that I got through a while ago, but I was talking about my how I got started in my interest with the Patterson film, and I saw a very high quality picture that somebody had leaked out onto the net in an argument they were having, and when I saw it, I knew that you can't get a good photo like that from a bad film. That somewhere there had to be a very good version of this film. And I began an inquiry and I started to look for them, and I began to meet people who helped me, and I got some of the best photos from that film that exist, and I put them all together and stabilized them. So that my goal was to let the film tell its own story. And if when you're that good a quality, it should do it.
So now my big question is: so you were working with frames. How did you finally get hooked up with a copy of the film?
Well, first of all, I got all the frames from the film,
Oh,
and then I put the film together into an animation. And then later on, I did get a copy of the film, work with it as well. Um, the copies vary an awful lot in quality, and there were a lot of copies made too. The original film, the one that was in his camera, is the images are stunning. They're just absolutely stunning, and it really kind of hurts my feelings and gets my goat when people say that Patterson took a bad film, because nothing could be further from the truth. These people haven't seen the original, so they don't know, but they shouldn't be making statements like that if they don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
and I mean,
the,
thanks.
the, the information that I was going to share tonight was something new. Uh, there's always something new with the Patterson film. It's if you just hang on, it'll come along. This was the when you watch the film, and there's at least two different walk sequences. In the second walk sequence, that's the famous one where she looks back like that at the two men. Um, the camera picks up something quite astounding, and I had a third gen copy that I found it first in. Um, let me see if I can get this to the point where I can show. Want to try it?
Yeah.
Present. Okay. Share screen, entire screen, share. All right, now you got something you need to do at this point.
All right.
I think you got it, didn't you?
Yeah, Grizzly clicked it for me. He's
All
listening in the
right.
background.
You got a co-pilot there. That's
I do.
great.
He's the Wizard of Oz tonight.
All right. This is frame 017. I did the work right here. You seeing right there. What I'm looking at is this right here. Can you see that? You see where
I can see what you're talking about. The outline there.
Yeah, this strand right here that's going across her cheek.
Is that the? I think I remember hearing you talking about this. The braid.
That's a braid. Okay, and why it's gained some additional significance, I'll tell you. Let me move this up, and I'll go to some more braid stuff. But what you're looking at there, and I won't go through a lot of explanation because we're short on time. But what you're looking at there is what they call a scalp lock. And this information came from Native Americans. There's some Native Americans who recognized it when they saw it. It's very significant. It's from a word that's from a rare language, and the word has multiple meanings according to suffixes. The word literally means people from the other side of the mountain, and it means, and it has the double meaning. Actually, it's a triple meaning. The one who knows the way. And you won't see anything else. No other Bigfoot will wear this. This Patty is the one who knows the way. And that is significant. Now, let me go through some of this braid stuff.
Yeah.
Let me see where I was at. Braid shake animation. Maybe I was there. That's where she just shakes. You can see it right there shaking on the cheek. That's it right there. Now let me get to a braid walk video. Braid walk complete. Braid shake. No enhancement. That's the one I was looking for. There's no enhancement there, but you can still see it. You can still see the ear right here.
Yeah.
You can see that she's
flicker down the cheek.
And her mouth is very animated. You can see right there that it's moving. You can see the little braid shaking up, back and forth. And I want to illustrate the fact that it's a braid, not a dreadlock. Let's see, right here. See, I was concentrating on something else there. A braid comparison photo. There we go. That's the unenhanced. There's an ear right here and a braid coming out right across the cheek. And this is an enhanced version of the braid. You can see that it's a herringbone pattern that goes to a tip. So it's not a dreadlock, it's a braid. And the braid is significant So now we know something about it. It plugs into the film and fits. And I check everything against the film. So when I got word that this braid had a name and that it was significant, then I tried to get that whole entire thing and see if it fit. And so what you have is a very important individual who wears a braid they call a scalp lock. And the scalp lock is the word for the braid is, I'm not going to go into the word for it right now until I do some more studying on it, but it has multiple meanings. One is the people from the other side of the mountain, and the one who knows the way. And not just the way, but a secret way. The one who knows the secret way, where no one else knows it but her. So if any other Bigfoot was going to try to go where she's going, they could not do it.
Goodness, got it.
She is the only one who knows. So I'm gonna just stop right there and just give you time to think. You know, it's new information, new for me. Let me get back over here. Okay. Are you still there?
We're still here.
All right.
We're in envy because, I mean, it's like you said, whoever said Robert Patterson took a bad film. I mean, this film just keeps giving after 58 years.
Yeah. Well, we all know, if you're a reasonable person, that gorillas don't braid their hair. That's a human thing, but you're certainly not looking at a human as far as what we are, a modern man. This is something else. You get little bits and pieces of the story from other sources. Can you see me on the screen now?
Mm-hmm.
If you read the Bible in the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve had two children, and they were Cain and Abel. Cain slays Abel, and then he gets banished. He goes off to the land of Nod and lives with people. Well, who were those people? Because Adam and Eve only had two children. They weren't any other. They weren't their offspring. But I'll read this to you.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me see if I can. The Go Road right here. Right here. It's some good research. All right. Now, this road that goes along Bluff Creek goes through sacred Indian land. And the reason why it's sacred is what I'm getting at here. If you don't believe anything that Indians say, well, this will be meaningless to you. But if you put some stock in it, then it'll definitely give you something to think about. And this was regarding the Go Road, which they were constructing at that time. It says the Siskiyou Mountains are a small range in northwest California and southwest Oregon. In the southern part, they contain parts of the Klamath and Smith River watersheds. These watersheds are the traditional homelands of several Native American tribes, including the Yurok, Karuk, and Tolowa tribes of Northern California. These tribes have considered the high country to be of a special spiritual importance since times predating recorded history. Two of the rocks at the peaks of the high country are now called Dr. Rock and Chimney Rock. If you look at Patty in the film, on the other side of her, up that mountain, are these two peaks.
Okay.
This region is held to be the center of the spiritual universe because it is believed that the original inhabitants of the world, that's these other people who left just as the humans appeared, climbed up through holes in the sky, and these high peaks are the last places they set foot on Earth. Hence the high concentration of spiritual powers here. So you see why that came back to my mind is that she's the only one who knew the way there. That these other Bigfoot that were with her were following her. She knew a secret path that would take them to where this had already occurred. So she was the one who knows the way. And this is from numerous Native American elders in North America that recognized what they were seeing. Okay, so that you can plug that into the film, and it fits the film. You see her walk, and you see her the braid, and you see that, and all of that is the two peaks are right just on the other side of her. So this was a desirable place for them to go. They could climb back. They can go to the stars through holes in the sky from those two peaks. I sat out there laying on the ground in a sleeping bag at Louse Camp, and I listened for 20 or 30 minutes at chanting coming from there. Just chants, at least two voices. So there was activity on top of those two peaks when I was there. So all in all, while we don't know everything still, we know more than we did. We know what was going on there, why these Bigfoot were even there.
Yeah, I'd never heard that.
That's why that place is sacred, and the Indians were so sacred to them that they formed human chains and tried to keep that equipment out of there, and tried to keep the logging out of there. And these efforts continued on all the way to 2010. That year they formed a human chain. They just said, "Run over us."
And you've been there, so it's not like you're.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the one who knows the way. Without her, nobody goes.
It's kind of ironic that she's the one that got caught on film too. Then. The way.
And that explains the odd behavior of sauntering in daylight down that creek in front of people. If she was taking those people with her, with the other people, the ones the Indians refer to as the other people, if she was taking them with her, that whole thing got interrupted. So they didn't make it to the peaks where they would go back to the stars through a hole in the sky. That never happened. And you see her walking away in the distance, and it's all interrupted.
You think she was able to get back?
I doubt it seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know what all it entailed. How you would crawl through a hole in the sky, or what it was, another group up there to take them somewhere, or whether it was a vortex or a spiritual opening, or what. I don't know what it's talking about, but now I know more about it than I did. I know that she is the central person, the central individual. No one else. It's a secret way. That word that they used, the elders used, meant a secret way. She knew a secret way up there.
So do you
So
think there's this? Is this kind of a hidden thing? Why this has kept you so enthralled? I don't want to say enthralled, but so investigating for, you started what, in the early 90s, late 90s?
yeah, you have to really try, and you have to be, dogged about it to get to the answers, because you only have 60 seconds of film. The lower grades of this film do not show the braid. It all blurs together. But the higher the quality of the film, the more you see. So be patient, acquire these higher quality frames, and put them through a process where you can clean them up and clear them up. And when you run them, you see that braid. Well, what do you do with that information? I see a braid on the film. Well, some people are apers, and they really go kind of ape over that, because they resist. But I didn't put it there, so there you go. You just have to live with it. It's there, definitely there. So now I've got an idea of what the braid had, some significance that was more than just aesthetic. It was more than just someone trying to look good. It marked an individual.
I was gonna say it's significant, almost like a Native American will wear a headdress for a certain.
Right. It has a meaning. It meant that she was the only one who knew. She was, if you saw her and you wanted to go up there, you better hang with her. It's I don't know how long these Bigfoot have been living up there in that area, but I know that it's gold producing. They seem to hang around there. So if any of them have left already and went through a hole in the sky, whatever that means, not all of them made it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if she left and
they ain't going to leave that area. They're not going to leave that area, not if they want to get to that spot. Whatever that spot is, if it's some kind of thing that we don't know much about, like a way of getting to another place, like a vortex, or if it's something, a good person to ask about a vortex would be Joe Hauser, wouldn't it? Don't he have the Montana vortex? I'd pick his brain and see what he knows about. Try to find out so that you can get a better understanding.
Yeah, it would almost have to be a generational thing, because that would have information would have to be handed down.
Yeah, and they said look for the one whichever one was the person, they would be wearing a scalp lock. Look for that person, and they would show you the way. But she ain't going to take them up there in front of those other guys and let them follow. So she's just lit out upstream.
Yeah, because if I remember right, she's kind of walking a brisk pace in part of it, and then once that, and you pointed out that the film was supposed to be one piece, but there's actually a break in it.
Yeah, there's a couple of breaks.
And then after that, that last break is when it looks like she kicks it into high gear and takes off.
Yeah, apparently she's gonna give up. But I mean, if you were in charge, you were wearing the scout lock. You were supposed to take them to a place they could climb through a hole in the sky. Would you take them after that kind of interruption?
No, I'd be taking whoever interrupted it away from that spot.
Yeah, you'd lead them somewhere else.
And
Because they weren't far from it. It was they just had to go up the mountain.
that's so. Do you think the other people refers to maybe Nephilim or something like that?
Well, that I don't know. That I don't know.
The
I don't. There's a lot more to know, but that was only through the kindness of Native American elders that I know this. They didn't have to say anything. I would have never in a million years come up with it on my own.
and it's because you're just trying to get the truth out of the film. It's not like you're pushing a narrative or trying to make a buck off it either.
Oh no, not at all. But it's not what a person thinks is probably the first thing you think is simplistic. Well, it's a gorilla. Obviously, it's a North American gorilla. But then you stay in it long enough, you learn better.
Yeah.
They have some kind of value to somebody because they were going to leave from those two peaks and go back to the stars. That I don't know what that entails.
Yeah.
Whether was that something you look for a mothership, or do you look for, are they able to enter a vortex, or how, in what way would they do that? We don't know. They never got to do it. The ones that were with her, it was 7 originally.
Is that the number that it came up with? I was wondering
Yeah,
about that.
it was 7 originally in a group.
We had a question. Amy wanted to know, did Roger Patterson get thrown from his horse before he started filming?
There's this argument about it. If you read the interview that was in Ivan Sanderson's article in Argosy magazine, first interview they did, they fought about it. Bob Gimlin says he was never thrown from his horse. Patterson says he was. So I don't know.
That's the film stirs so much. It's funny that it stirs up so much emotion one way or the other too. I mean, people going out of their way to. I don't even want to give them their names credit because the one I can't pronounce. The one they were going to give him $1,000 to debunk it. I just call him the moron and the hippopotamus, the guy that made the fake suit.
Well, I mean, he's more than once tipped his hand on that.
Yeah, I mean,
he said one time that he called the sand down there the white sandbar, and there's nothing down there white. It's all shale. It's not even true sand. It's little platelets, shale sand they call it. It's the very lightest when it's perfectly dry. It's blue, and when it gets wet, it almost black. And what you see on TV with a third or fourth generation copy of the film is what you call overexposure. When you copy a film to another film to another film, it builds contrast, and the whites get whiter and the darks get darker. And so finally, it looks like you're on the beach somewhere and it's white looking. but it's none of that's down there. There's no white sand down there. So he was just going by what he saw on television. And I knew instantly, that he was telling a lie, a T-Waddy.
Yeah, and the detail you've been able to bring out in the videos I've watched, like the torn quad. There's a lot of controversy about the bump in the leg. Is it a torn quad? Is it a hernia? Is it?
Well, we may not know, but it's definitely on the film. I can say that it's not a piece of film anomaly. It's got a shadow beneath it that agrees with the other shadows on her.
Yeah, and the way it pops when it flexes.
Right, it just comes up for a frame or two, and then she turns back away from the camera and walks, and you can't see it anymore. It's something there, but who knows?
And then I saw you address it the other day. Somebody said it looked like she had a pillow for a butt.
Yeah, that was one of the very first objections that I came across. That people didn't believe it because they couldn't see cracks in her butt. But they have that. Let me go to that. Since I'm on the share. Let's see, glutes. After I back up, it'd probably be there. Back muscles and glutes. Back muscles and glutes. All right, here we go. It's a glutes animation. Y'all want to watch an animation?
M.K. Davis, Patterson Film, images.
Look, she got a dump truck on her. That's not just glutes.
Glutes, or the buttock muscles, gluteus maximus.
You can see the division.
I mean, that's no.
All you have to do is look at the film. It's been there, but this film has really received some pretty bad. This may do better here. Yeah, there we go. That's just a still picture. I don't know about you, but I can see him.
I see a left, right cheek, and a right cheek.
Yeah, it's just as much a cheek. Matter of fact, she's worn the hair off the inside, which tells me that she's living somewhere with low overhead. So she's doing a lot of butt scooting.
Yeah, I don't know where people would get a pillow at, especially in 1967. I mean, who would think to put butt cheeks in a suit?
No. This right here is in the first walk sequence. It may not be quite as pleasing to the eye as the second one, but it really has a lot of good hard science stuff in it. That you can test.
Yeah, and the first sequence is where you saw with the where it's like she trips and kicks that pebble, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
here's back muscles and glutes.
Let's see, and the back is impressive too, because you can see the whole shoulder, the way it moves, and the traps.
See the glutes right there? Oh well, they quit. Let me find another one here. Sometimes I have to go, when I want to find something, I've got extensive inventory, and I have to go to where I gave a presentation.
Oh,
Hanovia. 2018, I did Patterson stuff there. So on Saturday. Okay, now go to program and then go to here, object in left hand, complete look back, slow motion, hairstyle, Fat muscles and glutes. Here we go. You can see that muscle. See that muscle moving right there?
You see the trap wrap up. Yeah.
So you can see that little split right there, and they're moving up opposite each other. The two divisions there.
Yep, you can see that trap tighten up as the arm comes back.
There's too much. There's too much going on there. You know, it's silly to think that somebody concocted a suit that does all that. No. That's she is the one who knows the way.
Yeah.
You see, she can get to the top of that mountain because she's built for it.
Oh yeah, I remember you doing or watching another film where a guy 6'4", walking through Patty's Walk, and Patty was like a few inches taller than him.
Yeah, that was Jim McLaren.
There we go. I mean,
that was a real instructive video. It had a lot to learn from that.
Yeah, I mean, and she looked 3 times as thick as he did. I mean, if I remember right, the tracks, and that's what other people forget about this, is the tracks that are at the site too.
Yeah, there's I was able to pick up on film some of the tracks, and they were, you know, really large tracks, and also she had overstepped. In other words, like she had brought her left foot over the right foot, and then changed directions and pushed off in another direction, and it left a left track on the right side and a right track on the left side.
Oh,
not something you'd expect a person to do with a rehearsed.
No, and especially somebody 7 feet tall, 700 pounds. I mean, Andre the Giant didn't reach that weight. And to move that smooth.
Now, this is where I discovered this a few years ago. She actually had something in her left hand.
I was just going to ask you, somebody just brought it up in chat, the parfleche.
Yeah, it wasn't in her hand. It was suspended around her neck. All she used her hand for was to steady it.
Oh.
You can see it right there. She's got it hanging around her neck with a lanyard of some type. She's counterbalancing it, see, with that arm. But let me go back to see, I darkened it down where you can see it better.
Oh yeah.
It's a significant thing.
Yeah, you can see it.
So the one who knows the way has a bag or a parfleche with something in it that's suspended around her neck, and she's going to show the way to the where they could crawl and go back to the stars through a hole in the sky. Now let me go back. I'll show you. Okay, watch. Now she has that rope around her neck or lanyard. And let me go to the next one. There, you can see it right there.
Oh. Okay.
You can see it, and you can see it on another image. Let me find the other image, if I can find it. Right here. That's it right there. It's pulling the skin and bunching the skin up, but you can see the hair in a bunch right there. It's going right over there. She's got something in there that's just significantly heavy. And that was her business that day. She's carrying something. I don't know whether it has anything to do with that, but it might have. It might be something that's needed to do her duties. But she's going to carry the rest of them, which used to be 7. Now,
Yeah, wouldn't it be to know what's in that left bag?
Oh, I would love to know.
And that blows my mind that people think 58 years ago they had the technology and the forethought. And
you see the difference right here between that low quality frames they show on TV. Man, this is spectacular.
Is this 352 or 350?
352 that I got from Miss Patterson. That they were on 4x5 transparency film, and I went and scanned them at Photo House in Yakima, Washington. She accompanied me down there, and then she left me there and went and ran errands. And I never ever felt so proud that she trusted me with these. I wouldn't let nothing happen to them. I promise you. I would have fought everybody in that place if they tried to take them. But they were nice people.
That's the one thing, I don't care what people talk about. I wish Roger would have lived to been vindicated the way Bob has been.
Well, it's Bob's 94 years old just a couple of days ago. You know, almost everybody's gone but him. There were other characters that were more minor, that are probably still alive. But I don't know how much they know about it.
It was
Jerry Merritt used to go with him, with Roger Patterson. He was supposed to be here, but he says his wife told him, if you go, don't come back. And so he didn't go. That's the story anyway.
That wasn't a gamble he was willing to take, huh?
Here's the braid again.
Oh, yeah. Look at what you are able to do with these images. It just blows my mind when I binge watch these, because you got the mouth moving right there. I mean,
yeah, it's not a football helmet. You can sure tell that.
Exactly. Nobody put a bear skin on a bear's helmet.
No. That just kind of shows the pattern, you know, the herringbone pattern of a braid.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, who would think to put a braid, and pardon me, boobs on a Bigfoot costume if you're just trying to fool somebody?
Yeah.
At the ear, you got the detail. When you did the first video that I watched, you bring out the eye detail was amazing.
It's still yielding. You know, it's still bringing pretty good for people who want to take the time with it. As long as if you start with something good, you're going to end with something good or better. Let me find the. Hey, this is the same one. Hold on.
Do you think, like when I'm out doing my little walks, oh, look at that.
See the breast jiggling?
Yeah. I mean,
that's not cotton.
No, that's not sandbags.
No.
You can see, and look at the tricep flex.
Yeah.
As that arm goes by.
See where the flesh bends back on itself in that armpit area? That's hard to do with fabric. It'll usually make a big crease right in here. You know, they may have some stuff now that'll do it, but 67, I doubt it.
Yeah, me too. Her arms are bigger than mine by far, that's for sure. I'm going to keep my sleeves rolled down.
Here's that leg anomaly. See the shadow come out from under it?
Yeah, look at those quads and hamstrings.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break. They can't do that now without animatronics and everything else.
There's a place when she walks by a tree, and the tree is like an aspen or something like that. It's got a light colored bark, and her back turns the color of that tree while she's crossing right within an inch of it. And then it turns back dark again. Let me see. I might have it here. I don't know. Here, hold on.
Do you think that could be the translucent hair everybody's talking about?
Yeah, I do. I think that's what we're looking at there. The hair type of hair she's got. If you and there may be some actual control of that, conscious control by bristling the hair. You know, like a dog can do that. They bristle their hair. I guess I don't have it on here. Let me try this one right here. Clip 2. Clip
I mean,
3.
She just walks. It's smooth, but at the same time, you can tell it's heavy by the way the whole leg shakes.
I think you can see it here on this one. It'll run again here in a minute, and watch it. The second tree, watch. See it brighten up and then go back dark. Watch watch when she goes by that second tree.
Right there.
And then she also has a pretty good reflection of the sun on her leg, on her thigh. I don't go back that far. I'd have to let me go back to the other one. See if you saw it. Watch it flash. See it? You see it flash?
Yep. Right there.
It catches the sun. You see it flash up here on her head too. That tells me that she's got the hair is got a round shaft, that it's got very tight scales on each shaft of the hair that give it a sheen, or the ability to surface like glass.
That is just simply.
You're looking at a really extraordinary being. You know, it fits that description of other peoples. That's what the Native American elders, they call them other people. They used to be here before modern man was. Modern man shows up, and these guys go back to the stars through a hole in the sky, with the exception of some who, for whatever reason, didn't make it. Fantastic footage. Always has been. That kind of makes you feel bad for Roger and to some measure Bob too, because they know what they saw.
Oh yeah, I watched. We did a special on Autumn Williams, but it was Autumn Williams that Bob Gimlin opened up to and said after I think it was 35 years he hadn't talked to anybody. You know, because
Yeah, about 35. Yeah.
Just because of what they did to him and his wife, and the way he got taunted, and for Bob, it was being called a liar, questioning his manhood on that and his honor.
If they had shown this right here instead of that shaky version, that dark, grainy, shaky version, they wouldn't have got nearly as much flack.
No.
There's always doubters, but you can't. There's not much to doubt on here.
And that's what I mean. I mean, I've seen plenty of the stuff you've done where you got the perfect view of the foot. It's not a wooden foot or a clay shoe. It's a foot with toes, individual. It's like, how can you? I understand people want to debate, but then they fall back on the arguments that just don't work. Like, if you look at Planet of the Apes, if I remember right, that was the best they could do. And Patty looks a whole lot sexier than the Planet of the Apes one did.
Yeah, yeah. If they could have made their characters look as good as this one, they would have had a much bigger hit.
Oh yeah. So through this whole process, what has been the one that hit you the most as far as impact for you personally?
I think all of the things that I've discovered on it that contributed, that pointed toward real, authentic, have their value for me. But putting them all together in a coherent version of the film, and letting the film be easy to the eye and easy to see, that is my reward.
Yeah, because I remember.
Go ahead.
Oh no, trust me, I want to listen to you.
Well, I mean, it's what I thought in the first place, that the film would tell its own story. Now we have some of the story. We don't have it all, but we have some of it. She's wearing that scalp lock. Thanks to the Native Americans they owed me nothing. And it was through a friend of mine that they relayed that to me. And when I checked up on it, and the rare language that word was from, it fit the film. It fit what you see.
See, and then that just lays into the fact of, if you put your total picture or your total involvement, like you said, Mrs. Patterson trusting you with the chrome plates, and now you've got people talking to you that wouldn't talk to most other, unless you were inside part of their tribe.
Yeah. Well,
so
you build some reputation after a while if you stay the straight and narrow, and you demonstrate that you're not motivated by a lot of the things people are, the greed or whatever, fame, fortune, that people will share with you what they know.
I mean, I know what I've binge watched on YouTube. I can't imagine how many hours you've got into even just the first, because I remember, and this is how I got interested in Bigfoot, was it was in 76 when In Search of played the first, with Leonard Nimoy played, and it was the shaky version. And I looked
still was intriguing.
Yeah, I pointed right at it because I had heard the term before, and I said, "Hey, Dad, is that what's at Grandma's?" And he's like, "Well, not that one, but yep, that's what's at Grandma's property." And that's what got me interested, and I stayed interested. But then when I saw the stabilized version, I was like in heaven. I'm like, "Oh my God, somebody made this so you could actually watch it and see what's going on." It just made it so much more.
This is a process that I myself came up with that I could show the film in slow motion without flicker. Watch this. How slow.
Look how slow and clean, and her looking right at you.
I would have liked to follow them up there to the peaks, those two peaks. Just let me casually observe is this process where they go back to the stars. I would be very much like to see that.
Oh yeah. What?
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I would love to know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because to the best of my knowledge, this is the only footage of one with a braid, right?
Yeah, it's only one, as far as I know.
I mean, 58 years ago.
The only one who could just take you there and put you on that spot and give you a send off, I guess. If you wanted to go, I don't know that they would let the the second group of people on the earth go. Modern man.
Obviously not one with rifles, because Patty headed the other way when she saw them.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, she wasn't going to take them up there. She knew. She immediately went the other way.
And the other thing, I as a matter of fact, I just rewatched one of your videos. There's a lot of discrepancy if she's carrying a baby or not. But then
people argue that. I don't see it. But I mean, I can't say that there's absolutely not. I don't see the other side of her here, but I don't think it's very likely.
Yeah, because you showed, what was it, the chrome photo where it was within 1 centimeter, and if the baby was on there, it'd be less than a centimeter.
Yeah, doesn't mean that there's not a baby involved.
Just out of sight.
Yeah, she's got heavy breasts, which are kind of a condition of pregnancy and birth. And they have the density of about water. The lag time, when you take a step, there's about half a second or so before the breast follows. It bounces. Let me see if I can find some really good breast stuff here. Hold on. We're not trying to be, concentrating on one thing, but that is such an important thing for authenticity. It's if you see them acting naturally.
Yeah, and that's what with the work you've done. There's just nothing that screams fake. I mean, if anything.
Well, that's not what I was thinking of there. Okay, Ohio breasts. That's two different frames. See them. They bounce off of each other and up and down. It just is what it is. It's
Yeah.
It's inconceivable to me that would be a suit could be even made to do that. That's very, very natural.
Yeah, I don't think they could do it today. Not without CGI.
Now this a few more frames added, and you can see him swing from down, up, as she steps. That's anatomy, my friend. That's anatomy. We all know about it. We've seen it. It's we're not foreign. It's not foreign to us.
No, and like you said, it's just in the film what it is.
It should have if they had shown the best versions of that film instead of the lower quality stuff, it would have been a shoe in. It would have been in the books. This is from you can see them pretty good.
What do you think happened to the original?
It's according to Sanderson, it was locked up in a vault. It was never shown, never projected. They got stills off of it, but they never projected it.
So what was going through the movie theaters was a second gen copy?
Second or third, maybe further down.
Because I didn't get to go see it, but I heard they were showing it in theaters as part of
Yeah, something. It's that's all. I'm sure it all has an explanation, but we may not get it all at once. But
yeah,
it'll come. We've got enough that we kind of know. We kind of know what the when people put a puzzle together and they don't know what they're even looking at first, and then they get enough pieces, then it goes together fast because they can see the picture building. We're at that stage. We can see the picture building.
Yeah, thanks to you, you put the foundation down. You put it where people, I think, will take a more serious look at it now.
We have an understanding now that I know that she had an important mission that she was on, a responsibility. That makes me look at the film even more differently than I used to back in the old days.
See, does that add fuel to the fire to want to delve that much deeper into what you can?
Oh yeah, it does. It does.
Yeah.
When Don Monroe and I went out in there in 2000 and what was that, 21, we went back out into Bluff Creek. There were 3 people missing. We found that out when we stopped at a grocery store, a little convenience store. And the lady that was at the cashier, she said, "Where are you boys headed?" We told her, and she says, "Oh, I really love that place. It's so beautiful, but I'll never go there again." And I asked her, "Why? Why don't you want to go?" And she told me the story of these 3 people that disappeared there. I don't know whether now that these people may have gone back to the stars. I don't know. They ain't hide their hair of them. But there were we found 2 memorials I took to be memorials. They were constructed using the trunk of a tree, and they surrounded it with these big rocks, and then they piled these giant pine cones called sugar pine cones around on top of the rocks, and then they broke off a limb and leaned it against the tree. And we found 2 of those in 2 different places. And the second one, they had looks like stuff that they had taken away from people's campsites and stuff. They like a screwdriver. They had a screwdriver about at the 7.5 or 8 foot mark, driven all the way into the handle. And then above that, they had a cross, and it was wrapped around the tree with a wire, an old rusty wire. And then above that, they had a little plastic Jesus. It looked like it was old, but it was just solid green. And so you see, the impression I got was a memorial. I don't know whether it was a memorial for the 3 missing people or something else.
Say, you've been back. How many times have you been back?
I've been back there a total number of times, probably close to 20 times.
Wow. I didn't realize there'd been that many.
If Bigfoot is up there around there looking at me coming in, he probably done got used to me.
I was gonna say, because on one of your videos, you got one looks like he's trying to wash your dishes.
Wash my dishes.
Isn't one by the river?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's still that's a frustration to me. Because I didn't discover it immediately. I discovered it a long time afterwards.
That's Bigfooting for you.
Yeah. Well, I asked Don and Ken Iddens about 100 times, is there any possibility this could be you? And they got so mad at me, I thought they were going to punch me. They said, no, that's the last time. Don't ask anymore. So, assuming that to be correct, and there's nobody else out there but us 3. So that's got to be one of them.
I mean, man, I wish I had more time. I know I am running you super late, so.
Well, I've had a pretty long day today.
Yeah.
I've
So
been out and about and doing some things. But
I mean, the
I
fact
always enjoy talking about the film and Bigfoot in general. Even I wanted to bring that little bit of extra information in. People can, you can believe it or not believe it. I always leave it like that. But I think, in my opinion, that it's a wholehearted gift that these elders just provided. Nobody bent their arms behind their back and made them do it.
Yeah.
They knew what it was called, and when they called it, it wasn't even in their language. So there's something that they just know. They pass generation after generation, and they recognized it.
I cannot thank you enough for A, sharing that. That's brand new information. And B, for helping celebrate it's history. Yeah, and a big piece of history that's with people like you are going to illuminate the future of what's going on. The Patterson-Gimlin Film's 58.
Well, I'm no spring chicken myself. I'm about a month away from being 70. So I would like to see. I would like to see, the complete resolution of the film, and I would be a very satisfied person.
I pray that happens in our lifetime. That is for sure.
Thank you.
I want the work you're doing. Thank you so much. Can you hang up? Can you hang out backstage for just 1 second?
Sure.
I'll wrap this up.
I'll go ahead and get off the share. Hold on. Let me stop sharing. There we go.
All right. So I will talk to you in just a minute. everybody that was MK Davis, thank you so much. And thank Grizzly, who's lurking in the background, running the boards and messages for everybody. And again, thank you, MK Davis. And I'll finish this off in 2 ways, because with prayers for Justin, prayers for Jennifer, and then also coast to coast around the world, have a good night. And as MK Davis would say, thank you for your time.